Have you ever wondered what it takes to carry someone else's legacy and not just survive, but thrive? Imagine standing at the edge of your life, knowing that the next steps you take could change not just your story, but the story of generations to come. That's where we meet Elisha, a young man on the verge of a miraculous calling, in a world that feels all too modern yet timeless in its lessons. It was a sweltering summer afternoon in 2025. In a small North Carolina town, Elijah Eli Jackson, a high school teacher known for his unwavering faith, prepared for one last lesson. Across town, Elisha Shaw Moore, a young African-American man with a thoughtful gaze and an easy smile, walked home from his job at a community center. Shaw had a gift for seeing patterns both in people and in life, but he hadn't yet seen the full pattern God was weaving in him. Shaw thought about the stories his grandmother shared, how ordinary people like Abraham and Moses were called into extraordinary roles. She would often whisper, "God doesn't call the perfect, He calls the willing." Today, Shaw wondered if he was willing. The phone buzzed. A message from Eli. "Meet me by the river. There's something you need to see." Shaw's heart raced. Something told him this wasn't a casual chat. There was a weight in Eli's tone, a gravity that mirrored the stories of old prophets. And it came to pass, when the Lord would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal. 2 Kings 2-1 KJV. Shaw couldn't shake the feeling that this river meeting would change everything. Shaw arrived at the calm, reflective river, its waters glinting like shards of sunlight. Elijah was already there, his silhouette stark against the afternoon sky. The river's gentle ripple seemed ordinary, yet the air was thick with anticipation. Shaw felt a mixture of awe and fear, like stepping into a story much bigger than himself. Elijah handed him a staff, weathered but sturdy. "Do you see this?" he asked. "It carried miracles before. It's yours to carry now, if you're ready." Shaw took it cautiously. And Elisha said, "I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me." 2 Kings 2-9 KJV. Shaw's pulse quickened. A double portion? Could he even handle the responsibility? He had ambitions, sure. But this was beyond anything he had imagined. Elisha had courage to ask boldly. In modern life, our courage is tested the same way, with faith and vision that stretches us beyond comfort. Shaw felt a whisper in his chest. "You cannot do this alone. But you will not be alone." The sky shifted. A sudden whirlwind of golden light swirled above the river. Shaw gripped the staff tighter, heart hammering. He felt a strange surge, like every ounce of fear and doubt was being replaced with something greater: purpose, courage, and resolve. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire, and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. 2 Kings 2:11 KJV. Shaw watched Elijah rise, a blur of brilliance against the sky. For a moment, he felt abandoned. And then, a surge of clarity. "This is your moment, Shaw. Step forward." It wasn't magic, it was choice. To walk in faith, to carry the mantle, to honor the legacy by living it. In life, our greatest tests come when the person we've leaned on is taken away. What do we do when the familiar is gone and the future is ours alone? Shaw lifted the staff. His hands trembled, but his spirit steadied. No sooner had Elijah disappeared than Shaw felt the first real test. A small fire had broken out at the community center, where he worked part-time. Children were inside. Panic surged. Shaw ran. He held the staff like a beacon. He didn't know why he felt certain, but when he pointed it toward the flames, something extraordinary happened. The fire slowed, then ceased. The children were safe. And he took up the mantle of Elijah that fell from him and went back and stood by the bank of the Jordan. 2 Kings 2:13 KJV. Shah's mind raced. Could this really be happening? Had he really inherited a double portion of Elijah's spirit? Or was it the quiet, unseen faith inside him finally coming alive? Over the following weeks, Shah's life became a series of subtle tests. At school, he saw classmates cheat and lie for recognition. At the community center, peers tried to sway him toward easier shortcuts. At home, his family's expectations weighed heavily. Each decision reminded him of the river moment, the choice to act with courage, not convenience. Blessed are they that maintain integrity in small things, for they carry the weight of legacy. Shah realized something profound. A double portion of spirit wasn't just about miraculous power, it was about steadfast character, about choosing right, even when no one was watching. Shah didn't walk this path alone. He found younger kids at the community center, students in school, and friends who need.